Hey, and welcome to the free mini sales training on how to optimize your CRM for sales growth. Are you confused about how to use the customer relationship management CRM software to optimize sales in your business? Maybe you're using a spreadsheet, or maybe you just put a CRM in place, but you don't think that you're using it to its full potential. CRMs have revolutionized the sales industry. They provide sales teams with a centralized platform to manage leads, customer interactions, and sales data. CRMs have made it easy for businesses to optimize their sales process and grow revenue. However, with so many CRM options available and so many functions to choose from when you get one, it can be challenging to know where to start and what to do first. In this how-to free training, I'm going to go through the basics of how to use a CRM system effectively with a hands-on view using a real CRM to show you how to get the best from any CRM based on your needs. I will be using HubSpot as a guide, but there are loads of other types of CRMs that might be better for your business, or you might already have one and don't think you're using it right. But in any case, you should be able to get the gist of what you can do in this training. Just as an aside, if you are considering changing your existing or using a CRM for the first time, I created a useful quiz that might help you decide. I've added the link to the quiz in the summary below in this video for you, and it's also free to use. To optimize your sales efforts using a CRM, there are 3 things that you should be focusing on. And the first thing we will look at is data management. Right, so we're now with the CRM. This is HubSpot. This is the contacts page. So if I click on contacts, I get to this page. So the first thing we're going to talk about is maintaining clean and accurate data. Now, this is one of the most important things you can do in a CRM, and it includes keeping your contact information up to date, tracking interactions with leads and clients, and properly categorizing sales opportunities. It's very important that you keep everything clean, and that when you add a new contact, that you put all the correct information in there and enough information so that when someone else might want to access it, for instance, a marketing department might want to send emails out for you for whatever reason, you've given them the best opportunity to contact the right people for that mail shot. So I'm just going to look here in terms of I have a dummy HubSpot account, and these are just 5 different contacts that we have here, one of them being me. Most CRMs will have an area where all the contacts are listed. You can even split them up into different categories, into different companies, into different lead cycles. There's so many different things you can do, which is why it's important that we keep the information clean and up to date. So if we click on me, for instance, we have in most CRMs 3 areas really. The first one being the contact information. So there's my email, this should be my phone number, but it's not there. Who owns it? Well, I own myself. Where did it originally come from? So the original source. And you can have a lot of different choices there, and you should have as many as possible, because later on you might want to analyze where your leads are coming from and where they are. So I've got myself down as a customer, and some CRMs also are linked to your website, so you can see what website activity they've had with you and your website. So in the middle here, which again is very similar to in most CRMs, you'll have all the historic information. So there's one place for all the history, emails, notes, meetings, proposals, for you to see what's happened in the past with this particular contact, the things that you might have been doing, maybe some deals that you had dealt with that you won or lost or whatever. And usually you can see an activity tab, which tells you all the different activities. So whether I've created a deal, whether I've emailed, whether I've had a meeting, all the notes, etc. That's all in one area. But then there's usually other tags where you can create a note, like it could be a birthday, a dog's name, or something that you want to say, well, we had a meeting, but there was no major substance to it, but you want to create some sort of note, birthdays, etc. Here, emails. Now here you would have all the emails. Let me just go to another contact because I think one of the HubSpot ones has a bit more detail here. So notes, there's no notes, but emails, for instance, all your emails would be here, all your calls would be there, tasks that you might want to have that might be in the future, follow-ups. You said you get back to them in 6 months' time, so you put that in there as a task in 6 months, or it might be that you need to send a proposal by a particular date. They're all in there. You can send tasks to colleagues, so you might send a task to somebody in marketing, or you might send a task to another person in the company. Please, can you send such and such, or can you follow up? And then in meetings that you may have had, you can log meetings as well. So you can see here that this Brian guy, I have everything I need to know about this guy in one place. And it's really great to have a track on all your leads, because then when you're managing future tasks, you're never going to forget what you said or what you did in the past. You're not having to trawl through all your emails. What did I say? What did we do? It's all here. So it saves so much time, so much effort, just to be able to go back. And on this button here, we've got an information on the company. Now, HubSpot actually puts the company information in if you have an email address that links to a company, and it takes all that information, but most of them do that now. And here are some other things that we have here. To be honest with you, the only thing that I'm interested in is the deals or the opportunities, which is really what we're going to be talking about next. But with regards to contacts, maintaining accurate and detailed data, you will get also potentially valuable insights into your sales performance, and you can start making decisions from data on how to optimize sales in the future. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the last bit. So secondly, we can use CRMs to set up and track our sales pipeline. Now, basically a pipeline is all your opportunities, also known as deals, that you have at the moment. So that's when I talked about the fact that deals are really important. Now, a deal is an opportunity that has a timeline, so you know when they're thinking of closing or when you think the business might be won, and also a value, so you know what value it has. Once you have those two things, we can start tracking them in a pipeline, which basically mirrors your sales process. So if we, in this one, now you'll have your pipeline perhaps in another place, but they all look very, very similar. So here is my pipeline. So I always start potentially with a lead, so any appointments that are scheduled. Then I qualify them, I discover, propose, negotiate, close won or close lost. Now that is a very simple sales process. If you don't have a sales process, that's fine. Just contact me and I can work with you on that. But in the short term, we can see all the deals that were produced per person. And here we have a deal from Google, one of my guys. I obviously own it. And it was from Eric Example that works at Google. And it has a value of 2,000. And I'm hoping to close it at the end of March. Well, that's gone already, so that's not very good, is it? Now, what I have to do is I can just move it. If I make a phone call, for instance, and I qualify them as a good fit, then I've had that conversation. So then I'll go to Discovery and find out a little bit more. And then, where is these up here? And then I'm going to move him to proposal. I'm going to send him a proposal. And then I will then negotiate any clarifications that they might need. And then I'll either win or lose. So I'll put them in win. Yeah. And that's fantastic, isn't it? So I've just gone through a whole sales process while talking to you. But you can see here that most will tell you what value there is. And they're usually weighted. So it's 60% chance that somebody in Discovery will actually be closed won. So the actual weight value is 4,000 rather than 7,000. Same here. We've got £10,000 that we've won and we've lost 1,000. So we're having a really good time here with our pipeline. This is why CRMs are so great, because it gives you a clear view of this pipeline. From prospecting all the way to closing deals, by setting up your pipeline in stages and tracking your progress, you can identify where you need to focus your efforts to improve your conversion rates and win more deals, where the blockages might be, where it's stacking up. Perhaps it'll be quite obvious that you don't have enough in your pipeline, or that you have too much and it's getting a bit messy. Now, another thing about this pipeline is we could automate some of the sales process. Well, using a CRM, a lot of CRMs can optimize by automating the sales process. So you could do things like capturing leads, nurturing leads, following up on communications, and automating all these through the CRM. So depending on which CRM you have and what level, if you're on a free CRM, you're probably not going to be able to do that stuff. But if you paid a little bit towards it, then you may have that opportunity. And this really assures that leads don't fall through the cracks. And the last thing I want to talk about briefly is the power of reporting and analytics. Analyze and act on your data. Now, not only can we see what's going on in our sales process, but we can be even stronger and create reports that will identify trends and opportunities to adjust sales strategies. Example, we were talking about lead sources. We might have a higher conversion rates from a particular lead source, so we might want to put more effort into that. Let me show you what I mean by that. Now, I created some reports in a dashboard. You can create whatever reports you want to a certain degree. Now, this is a free version of HubSpot, so far I've managed to do pretty much everything I want to do within managing my leads. Just a quickie here, things that you can look at. I mean, I just created reports that I think are really useful. How much revenue did I make per month with the deal? So I made $9,000 because I dropped that one in, didn't I? In April, 1,000 in March. Who's the leaderboard? Now, if you had more than one salesperson, more than one person that actually managing deals, doesn't have to be a salesperson. I'm the only one in this particular CRM that is, so I get it. But you could see the leaderboard of who's bringing in the most business, which is very useful as a sales manager. Any deals open? So we're looking here. There's one new in there that's open, and it tells you everything you need to know. Revenue forecast, so we can look at, depending on the weighting. Do you remember we were weighting them depending on where they were? How much we've won and how much is in discovery. If I had more in each of the stages, then there would be more there. And then we have average order value by source. And again, now it's starting to make sense, because if I made each source, I would be able to see that most of my money is coming from paid pay-per-click, a little bit of organic search, people coming to my website normally, and then any other campaigns that I may have done as well. So really, really useful. And again, if I had more than one person managing deals and putting in activity, I would be able to see how many meetings people had, how many phone calls they made, how many emails they made, each by person that has a user in here. So very, very, very powerful for sales management. And then, of course, one I like a lot is how long did it stay in a particular stage of my sales process. So obviously I'm skewing mine because I'm throwing them all around. This is not particularly good reflection, because I only come in here every so often. But if we look at the average time from an appointment to a qualifying, from the time when I qualified to go to a discovery meeting, the time it takes for me to get from a discovery meeting to write a proposal, etc., you can see that would be a really good management tool as well, and very, very helpful. So the deal with any CRM is this: you put good data in, you get good data out. So you need to be in your CRM on a regular basis, updating, cleaning, and making sure that everything's up to date. And that will help you, really, really help you with your reporting. Now, focusing on these three areas in your CRM, you will be able to optimize your sales process, improve efficiencies, and drive better results. If you enjoyed this, why not try some of our other sales training? You'll see them in the main course area amongst all the free training as well. And the two I'd like to highlight today is the Sales Accelerator Challenge, which is a super fun way to brush up your sales skills with 10 quick and easy challenges that will help you with things like cleaning up your sales pipeline, being more proactive with your sales activities, and converting more sales and how to do that. You may also be interested in our Sales Skills Mastery, which is a formal hybrid online sales training course, 6 weeks worth of online sales training in 6 modules, which also includes one-on-one coaching sessions with me after each module to support you and make it personalized for your sales and business. It encompasses all you need to know about sales. It is a formal sales training and gives you all the tools you need to be able to do sales well. If you're new to sales, it's awesome. If you've never been on a formal sales training course and you're winging it, it's also awesome. So see you on another training, maybe one of the ones that I discussed there, or maybe another free training, but awesome to have you, and speak to you soon.